Really?
What did I do?
You know you was wrong for what you did.
What did I do?
You were hella wrong for what you did.
What did you talking about?
Really?
What did I do?
You know you was wrong for what you did.
What did I do?
You were hella wrong for what you did.
Yes. Yes, y'all. It's me. I know I was wrong for what I did. I know. What did I do? Sat here and said that I was going to be here Saturday, 10th, 9 p.m. I believe, 9:45. Actually, I believe I fell asleep. I apologize. I really do. Welcome everybody back to the Strategic Feminine here on YouTube Live. And of course, we love to focus on all things feminine, all things girly, all things womanly in essence. So what had happened was, y'all, literally, I was getting ready. I was on for my stream. It was about 8 o'clock. I was like, okay, we're ready to get it done. I ordered Chinese food. Literally, that's what I did. All I know is I woke back up. It was 12 p.m. Well, 12 a.m. And I had missed the stream. I had missed my own stream. So I sincerely apologize, first and foremost, to anyone who may have stayed up, who was there, who was waiting, like, girl, what's going on? And then I want to first say, yeah, that's the end of nighttime streams, y'all. I'm sorry. I don't think I prefer them. Yeah, that's the end of nighttime streams. I need my nighttime. I need my beauty sleep. I need all of that thing. So all live streams will be starting from the morning onward for the rest of, live now. If it's something like off the cuff, then, But yeah, I'm no longer going to be scheduling live streams for after hours. I don't even think I'm going to be scheduling live streams anymore because every single time I schedule a live stream, something goes kaput. Like, just a little bit of YouTube jarble until y'all get into the entertainment factor. Like, why are my top 2 videos not saving? And it has never done this before, where it just it's saving changes, but it's been saving changes for about 3 days. So my video that was supposed to be lighting up the algorithm is going to be late, of course, but it just makes it better. It makes it me able to look over information out 2 times, 3 times over. So I never mind redoing things, but it does. That's the process behind the process. It's not just, oh, I dropped a video, it's cute. It's a lot of work. That's why YouTube pays me. It's a lot of labor to actually put in content and then let it be good. Don't let the content actually be good. I find all my research and my sources, and I'm finding, because y'all know me on the strategic side, I always find my resources. I always find the receipts. Okay. So the thing about this topic, we talking about Miami, Gigi and Kai, Brenay Montague, and then her man, and then Clarissa Shields and her man, and then whatever, right? A little birdie told me y'all really didn't care. So I'm gonna keep this to 45 minutes maximum. I always lie, but I'm gonna try. A little birdie told me y'all didn't care about Brenay, y'all didn't care about Clarissa, but I don't care what y'all care about. I care, but we still gonna make these videos because we do need some game here, right? Ooh, I don't know. Part of me want to talk about Miami, but it's up to y'all. Who's in the chat? And then what do y'all want to hear about? Is it Gigi and Kai or Miami? Because I got everything for both. I got everything for both. Hello, how are you? Hey, morning streamers. Good morning. Welcome. So let's just get on into it, right? The female losers are sharing D, okay? Extra, read all about it. That's what my channel is here for. Everybody been making their female loser trends. And, I've been sitting back thinking, what do I consider a female loser? Now, I have a few things that I don't like bitches for. There's a couple of things that I don't fuck with bitches for. A female loser, you probably didn't posted a bitch's underwear before. I feel like that's some loser ass shit to do. Personally, I've only seen it online, but, I've seen some hoes. If you ain't got custody of your kids, I feel like you're a female loser too. Girl, why don't you have your kids? What the fuck? You know what I'm saying? The last female loser here, and this is something that's extremely important because they ain't never going to amount to shit. They ain't never going to be shit. Even their mama can told them that shit when they was a kid. Okay? Them bitches that share D. You girls that are sharing DD, and I'm not talking about y'all sharing D like this is part of your religion, that this is your culture. No, girl, y'all is out here just doing some ratchetivity, smack DVD type shit. Girl, what is going on here? The losers are sharing D again, okay? And these be the same girls, a part of the "you can't keep her man" brigade. Forget it. We're not gonna get into it today. I got a good little mood. I don't care today. But the reason why I have them even as a segment on my channel is because a lot of people be acting like they don't see the shit. A lot of people, let me go ahead and pull up my little thumbnail so I can remember, jog up my memory. Brenay and Tim. So Brenay's birthday just passed, and if y'all don't freaking know, Tim gifted that lady a Walmart birthday cake. Now, if you looked at me, though, it didn't even look like one of those expensive Walmart birthday cakes. You know, when they do the heart shape and the extra little, signage. No, it looked like he got her a regular kids cake from Walmart for this lady's birthday. And this is the same lady that paid the ultimate price by paying $1.75 million for Tim Montague. She done fought with other women. She done did a whole lot to win her prize, aka her man. And the best thing he could do for her was a cheap little cake, from Walmart, after she done paid the ultimate price of $1.75 million for some D. For D, that's what she paid. She paid $1.75 million. Then went on a stupid hobo tour talking about something from Dr. Phil to the Tamron Hall show, back over to Dr. Phil. You know what I'm saying? Basically trying to do a little bit of, I see course correction. I see just trying to make a little bit of coin off of it. I feel like, $1.75 million is a lot of money to pay. So a lot of money to owe anybody, let alone a singular woman, right? Not even a corporation or an entity or a conglomerate. You owe one woman $1.75 million because you couldn't find your own dick. Okay? That's a problem. That's problematic. Okay? I think the proof is in the pudding. I don't even think I need to go too far for that. And the reason why it's even interesting is because people talk so much stuff about Brenay and Tim, right? But like, I see Clarissa Shields the same way. When I don't see a whole, people be clowning Clarissa Shields. Yeah, that's true. But I see Clarissa Shields the same way. What is she doing? Paying for D? Sharing D. Okay? This man had a wife. This man still has a wife. He has not divorced her. They are not divorced. They could both very much so well be fucking other people. They still have not voided the marriage decree. There's a decree of marriage. They have not voided that very, very legal document. Meaning if anything happens to Papoose, God forbid, right now, Clarissa, you don't get to have a final vote about what happens to him. Okay? I need that to be completely understood. Because people say, marriage is just a piece of paper. It's not even important. I don't need society to tell me that I'm in love, and I don't need that, and I'm secure within myself and myself and myself and myself. Okay, cool, fine, dandy, what have you? Whatever. Clarissa Shields, you're sharing D, and you're not even the primary owner. What's worse about sharing D is that, girl, you're the second. Meaning that if anything real happens in this man's life, gets hit by a bus, needs to donate a pound or a pint of blood for science, whatever happens, you can't make a decision on that. And you're spending a lot of money to have this man riding around in your trail coat. Female losers, sharing D. Sharing D. They share. Bitches that share D, they always have this weird, ass smile. Like, look at Brenay from the thumbnail. Look at Clarissa from the thumbnail. The bitches that share D, they always have this, absent smile. Just like, yeah, I know. They have the little, yeah, I know face. Like, I know. Hi, everybody that's coming in the chat. How are you guys doing today? Good morning. Good morning to you guys. I just like my energy better in the morning stream too. Like at night, I'd be tired. Like, oh, I'm sleepy. It's done. But, I think I feel very great about this stream. Let me see. Let's see here. All right. Who is in the chat? Good morning. It says Anthony. What's it called? Narvaez. 3111. 3111. I didn't have to do the whole thing, but I appreciate you for stopping by and coming on and just checking out the Strategic Feminine here on YouTube. Typically, we focus on all things feminine, all things girly, all things womanly in essence. So if you're interested in that type of thing, don't hesitate to like, comment, and subscribe, and stay tuned for the rest of the live stream. Okay. I had to pull up it. Yeah. Y'all see that little doughy ass smile that them bitches got? Just looking stupid in this. The jokes make themselves. I mean, I just come on and report the news. Cardi B not exempt neither. See, I put Cardi B here because people don't really look at it the same way because Stephon Diggs is a man. But I feel like Stephon Diggs is sharing pee too. He's sharing poo. Okay, he's sharing pee. Or Cardi sharing D, or they both just in an open relationship. I don't know. Everybody's sharing everybody, and that's how STDs are so prevalent these days. So if you stay outside, be safe and wrap it up because people are sharing, okay? Sharing D is on the loose, okay? A lot of women are doing it. A lot of women do not care that they're doing it. A lot of women will do it out in the open, post about it, write a song about it, drop a diss track about sharing your man, okay? So, everything that I say, it's to be applied. These are applied learnings. These are not just something for you to listen to and then them bitches slow and then move on about your life. You're supposed to apply this. Meaning, let's say you have an option. Let's say you have a dating person, but that person has a kid and you ain't got no kids. Girl, maybe you should not take them so seriously. You may play with them for as long as they want to be played with, but no, you shouldn't take them seriously because I consider that sharing D. You raising kids that you ain't have? No, sharing D. But I need to stop talking stuff because there's a lot of people who like kids and they raise kids that ain't theirs or whatever. But I'm telling you, every time they tell me personally about that, I be looking at them like I know my face be changing. I be looking at them like, girl, you raising that man babies? But that's not your baby though. And then my face get to looking all spaced out too, like these bitches in the camera. I get to having that little nod and wave, boys, nod and wave. Because to me, you're sharing responsibilities that you didn't help create. Another way that I can see this is a married man. That's automatically a no. I didn't know that just had to be said on live. But yeah, married men are automatically no's. I can tell when a man is married, even if he doesn't wear his ring. Like I can tell how you move. Just men that don't have time to play around, 9 times out of 10, they're married. Okay. Men that are very cut to the chase, very dry, 9 times out of 10, they're married. 9 times very serious, already established, 9 times out of 10, they're married. You know what I'm saying? So again, being able to apply this means, when the opportunity presents itself, you make the right decision, okay? Meaning no matter how good of a time that y'all just sat there and laughed and giggled up, once he reveals that he is rightfully married, as he should, that is your space and your sign to lock that coochie up. Don't give him none of that coochie. Don't give him none of that sweet. You lock it up because that's somebody else's. And going two steps further into the situation, sharing a man, not only is it bad for your health, girl, it's bad for your mental, okay? It's bad for your mental, okay? Let's pull this up on TikTok now. Brenay's birthday. Oh, Lord, have mercy. Let's see what this girl got for her birthday after paying the ultimate price, all of her net worth and her social media earnings for this man. And I have like a part 2 update because, I haven't missed out on any of the tea, but I just wanted to go ahead and speak on what happens in a low effort relationship. This is what we call low effort relationships here. Okay. Adding to the stage. Okay. So this is her cake, y'all. This is what she spent $1.75 million for this stuff right here. I'm going to go ahead and quiet up so y'all can hear what the TikToker has to say. What I will say before I go forward, I'm going to pause this really quickly because that is important. Now, someone who's on TikTok, a lot for editing, video editing and stuff like that, what I've noticed, and this is extremely important because, a couple of times they almost got me too. There are people, they're not actually people, right? There are figures on TikTok that you see that have buku amounts of likes and followers and stuff, but they're like dub accounts. Like they're like nobody's on them. Or if you look on it, it's a one person on them and they're like in the corner over a video. Y'all, that's AI. Like, I don't know how long it took for me to realize it. Like, even this, I'm not even sure if it's AI or not, because they look like real people. Like, when they're talking in the corner, they look like a real person. But when you look at their accounts, it's never a real, like, actual person at all. It's really like a dub account, I feel like, started by TikTok. And I think this is how TikTok is able to add to some of the media cycle and stuff like that. So before I get started with the video, I know y'all probably didn't care, but yeah, like, be careful when you're on here looking for research and stuff like that, because there are AI and it's getting really sophisticated, and you cannot tell the difference between someone coming on and just giving their opinion or an AI robot coming on and giving their opinion. Just a little heads up.
Tim, the same guy that has had me fighting on the internet for my life for the past 2 years, and all he did for my birthday was get me a funky ass cake from Costco or Sam's, not even a Publix cake, I definitely would leave him alone. Because you literally did below the bare minimum for my birthday, and I've had to go on the news, get sued, be talked about, and everything else. And the least you could have did was show the people that you really love me and you really all about me. But instead of doing that, you did little to nothing. And then you wanted me to act like, yeah, my husband did that. We in a cabin. You sitting there making videos talking about, I don't know what we about to do. What? If that's all you did for my birthday, I would absolutely leave you alone. This is another reason why Brenay is really going to feel it, because all of that you thought it was, you can see is coming into fruition that it's not that at all. But you want everybody to believe that y'all so happy, y'all so in love, this and that. How a man treats you on your birthday shows how he really feel about you. I don't care what anybody say. If I were Brenay and my husband were Tim, the same guy that has had me fighting on the internet for my life for the past 2 years, and all he did for my birthday was get me a funky ass.
And that's just not it, right? He didn't just buy her a funky cake for her birthday. That I would have been able to take on the chin, right? Would have been able to take that and say, whatever, girl. Y'all know this man that sat here and begged Brenay for NFL tickets because he wants to see it in person. Now, this man ain't got no see NFL in person money, but he knows his wife, after being sued for $1.75 million on his behalf, mind you. You gonna ask your wife, who's already probably going through financial hardship, for your little baddie on the block NFL stinky tickets? And this is why I tell y'all. Watch out for the billionaire baby daddies. That's their name on here. If you're new to this channel, you don't know, subscribe so you find out. Billionaire baby daddies is a new cultural phenomenon. These men are taking welfare queen tactics and applying them as men. And you think that this is just an isolated event, but there are a lot of people who are watching Brenay and Tim, not because they think this is going to work, not because they think this is a loving relationship, but because they know that this man is extracting all of this woman's worth without giving anything back in return, aka hypogamy. Okay. Now, personally, for me, the high road of, okay, well, this is what she gets. This is another man's husband or wife or what have you. This is another woman's husband. So, she deserves all this treatment. Absolutely not. I don't believe that at all. Because the person who deserves every bit of accountability is Tim Montague, okay? Tim Montague deserves all of this, embarrassment, and deserves to be held accountable in the court of law. He was the one that should be owing $1.75 million in the court of law, not Brenay. But of course, because Brenay was married to a whole other man. Quiet as it's kept. And I know that we have a culture of always blaming women for things that men do wrong. But at the end of the day, he single-handedly mastermind this whole scenario with his penis. Okay? Single-handedly mastermind the whole scenario with his penis. Okay? Knew he had a wife. He could have stayed with his wife. He chose not to because somebody, a little TikTok girl had a little money. He's screwing with her. Turns out he actually screwed the sister of the girl with TikTok money. So it was a lot of stuff going on behind the scenes that was strictly Tim's bad. Strictly Tim's bad. And people don't like holding men accountable. It gets really uncomfortable. A lot of times it's not as fun. It's not as entertaining, but it's the truth. This is all Tim's bad. Tim is using that lady for everything that she got. Tim's been using that lady for everything that she got. And I see this as the same situation that Clarissa Shields is going through. Now there's starting to be a little bit of sprinkles on the snow. They're saying like, oh, well, maybe Okay, welcome back. Welcome back. I'm waiting for it to. Okay, cool. All right. That was just a little bit of I don't know what happened. Technical difficulties, of course. I don't know. I'm not here to pass too much judgment on nobody. That's really not much of my business. I wouldn't be messing with nobody who's married. I wouldn't be messing with anyone who is married. That just seems like a bad financial decision. That seems like a bad public decision, a bad publicity decision. It just seems like a lot of bad decisions wrapped up into one to try to go after somebody else that is already occupied. You know what I'm saying? And people who go after folks that are already occupied, 9 times out of 10, either don't believe they deserve the full thing, don't have the full thing. Because it's like Cardi B just dropped down with like a 3-month-old at this point. Isn't her baby like a newborn? And doesn't Stephon Diggs already have a couple other newborns already? Swapping D. The practice of swapping D. Gotta stop that. I think it's okay to have one sexual partner at a time. Is that lame? I don't know. Maybe that might be lame. It's okay to do one at a time, ladies. Mister, you as well. I'm talking to you, sir. It's okay to only do one at a time. One at a time, please. Single file line, ladies. Come on. Why? It's because biologically we're not meant to be swapping and, spitting and doing all that stuff with each other anyway. I feel horrible to know, what any of these people's my chart look like, because goddamn, you got Brenay and Tim, which y'all know I love Brenay and Tim. That's the people I focus on, right? Have the most tea on them, right? You got Brenay and Tim. This man that slept with Akira, because that was his wife, right? That slept with your sister. You know what I'm saying? You got everybody on the internet halfway trying to think that, your sister is, your husband is your sister's baby daddy. Like, you know what I'm saying? It's trifling out here. It's okay to do one at a time. And again, too, if you happen to be a virgin, because that's really like, that's a freaking superpower. Don't ever give no nigga your virginity, bitch. Don't ever. Never. Hold it tight. Because I know some of my girls are virgins too. Hold on to it. Get married. Get your own dude. Let him claim you completely before you start investing the pocketbooks, the wallet, the Instagram page. You walking around doing press shoots and photo book tours and answering questions that don't nobody need to know. Okay, Clarissa, don't nobody care how long the timeline was about you, Remy, and Papoose. Go get on Love and Hip Hop for that shit. I mean, I don't get it. Like, I'm confused. Like, that's the only people who are going to be interested in finding out a timeline is VH1 or MTV, because I think VH1 sold the franchise. So right now, MTV. So unless y'all can make this a storyline and actually make some real bread from it, a lot of this is just dysfunction placed on Black people's TV screen. Let's move on to something better, right? Kai and GiGi broke up as well over the new year. And Kai and GiGi, now this is what I'm hearing, okay? Now, allegedly, okay, let's start there. Allegedly, GiGi had asked Kai to buy like this pink, let's call it a G-Wagon. I don't know if it was actually a G-Wagon, but let's say she asked him to buy an expensive vehicle, a G-Wagon on stream. They were doing like one of those streams, and it was a segment where she was asking for the stuff that she wanted. So he was getting all hyped for the cheap stuff. I'm gonna show the video too. But Kai was getting all hyped for the cheap gifts like lotions and body butters and whatever. She was like, "Yeah, I'll get you that for sure." GiGi asked for a pink G-Wagon. Okay. And he said no. Okay.
This might be my number one.
Yes, it was. Okay. So yeah. So around last year, around Christmas time, GiGi asked Kai for a pink G-Wagon, and he said, no, absolutely not. I'll get you this, these body butters and a bag and whatever. You will not get no G-Wagon on my dime. That's what he said to GiGi. That was what he said. Those were two adult people who are in an adult relationship who agreed on something, right? Fast forward, NBA YoungBoy now wants to send GiGi, who is married, by the way, a pink G-Wagon as a gift, literally sent it to her. Now, if y'all don't know anything about rap game, rap beef, NBA young boy, he house arrest. So unless Gigi find her way all the way down in New Orleans, in the house, she can't even go to no. She got to go to the crib. You know what I'm saying? There's nothing happening between them. Okay, like he's married, and live in New Orleans and on house arrest. Gigi received this pink gift. Now, everybody, all the men that are on Cenat's side, oh, she's dirty. Oh, no, she a hoe. Oh, I told y'all about putting these girls on. She unloyal nephew. Blah, 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 blah. Now, I have a hunch. Now, I'm going to show the video, and then I'm going to show my hunch about the Gigi and Cenat situation. I feel like, personally, these men, if you want a baddie, you have to be willing to outgift every other man, okay? That's why a lot of men, they opt out for baddies. That's why you see that on their financial or on their dating platforms, they're talking about being financially celibate. They're talking about not giving gifts or not doing anything without getting the coochie. I was driving down the road yesterday, and on the radio station, they had asked, so what if a woman says she's going to only take 90 days? It's going to take her about 90 days before she has sex with you. Is it okay for the man to then reply and say, well, then I'm not going to buy anything for you for about 90 days? And I said, turn off the radio, because why are y'all talking about stupid stuff in the middle of the morning like this? Why do we have to have stupid conversations about gifts giving? Really, like genuinely. In order for, and let's be here, right? You giving me a meal or a gift is not the same as me giving you my freaking body. Like, can we stop there? A plate of food and a pasta or lobster, whatever you call it, is not the same as me busting it down and giving you no coo. It's not the same. It's not on the same wavelength. It's not the same, right? So again, on the radio, what they were talking about was foolishness. But that's what happens when pick-me women have the microphone. They try to do anything to make the male's, situation a little less situational, right? Anything. They'll do anything to protect that man's pocketbook, okay? They be protecting that man's pocketbook just as bad as the men be protecting their pocketbook. Okay, let's go ahead and show the clip before, we get on to the rest of our commentary. If any of y'all are in the chat, let me know. Hey, how are you? Like, comment, subscribe. This is going to stay up. But, for any of the live streams I don't, join the membership as well, because they're always placed in the membership if I don't leave them up. Okay, let's show this. Give it a moment now. Y'all know it's just trying now. It's trying hard. My laptop gave up on me, a couple minutes ago. So let's give it a moment. Okay.
Okay, I know it seems like a lot, but this might be my number one gift. So let me do a drum roll real quick. Yeah. No, but my cookies, I baked them fresh. This is my, okay. Okay. I know it seems like a lot, but you're Santa Claus and you get people stuff. Like, come on. Okay, so this is my number one gift. Description, as you can see, G-Wagon, black, pink interior. It's very, this might be my.
Okay. I got to show this, right? This man, he got a girl, he just wanted to, have a girl, right? There's nothing wrong with him having a girl. This girl was pretty. He automatically gave her a platform, bringing her on. But that's what he wanted, right? He wanted this girl and her beauty as currency. He was using his girl and her beauty as currency on his streamer channel, right? She was benefiting from this situation. But, all of that in together, they work together. She asked for a gift. He says no. Someone else then goes and buys the same gift that she asked for. And now they're no longer together. Now, this is what I'm going to come with when I say my allegedly stories. This is what I believe happened. When I just read the situation, and then I think someone said that it wasn't Polo G. It was what's the guy named Lil TJ. He even was putting his little 2 cents in. And honestly, I'm going to tell the full story because I feel like no one else will. Them people lying on Gigi. I don't believe that Gigi did anything wrong. I don't think that Gigi cheated. Gigi already cleared her name that she never cheated on that man, right? So what that means is that they broke up for a reason outside of cheating, okay? And that pink G-Wagon was a source of contingency because they never even agreed about the pink G-Wagon in the beginning, right? I believe that man, allegedly, okay? Allegedly, I believe, Kai Cenat asked Gigi to give the G-Wagon back and she told him no. That's what I believe happened. You can tell. I don't care. There's nothing else that makes sense. If she was not cheated on, he was not cheated on. And, if she was cheated on, she would say it, right? He cheated on me. Like that. That's easy for a girl to say. She already cleared her name that she didn't cheat on that man. He didn't say, no, you lying, bitch. You did. You did. He never said that. So clearly he was in his feelings. He was very much so in his feelings. But I guarantee you it was because he gave an ultimatum. You can't be taking these expensive gifts from men that don't look right. You're supposed to be my girl. What it look like other people buying my girl's gifts and you riding around in it. Okay, well, can you buy me a pink G-Wagon? Nah. Okay, then they broken up. Okay, that makes sense to me. Does anybody else? Ding, 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 ding. I don't want to drag it out, but that's what it sounds like to me. It sounds like they disagreed with each other about that G-Wagon. And because they disagreed with each other about that G-Wagon, it was done. He may have asked her to give the G-Wagon back to NBA YoungBoy out of just pride and principle. Most men, you're not going to, be running around with other people's gifts. You know what I'm saying? They don't really like that, especially if they're chivalrous. New York dudes, they get real irate. So I could already see how that goes down. Her being a woman of her own autonomy and being smart, like what? I'm giving back a G-Wagon? No, why would I give back a G-Wagon? It doesn't even make any sense. I'm not doing nothing with the man. The man is in house arrest. I don't know this man. It was a gift. You know what I'm saying? Why are you making it a bigger deal? Because Kai Cenat inherently has a little bit of financial insecurity, and that's not okay. That's not a bad thing, okay? Him not buying that lady a G-Wagon wasn't bad, but being upset that she got the G-Wagon anyway shows a lot of insecurity. And I don't like men that show that financial insecurity onto their woman. Because if you want to be the boss, you have to pay the cost to be the boss. What that means is if you don't want anybody else swooning your girls with elaborate gifts or what have you, then that means you buy her all the best gifts. Period. If you don't want any man to be able to say that because NBA YoungBoy just bought that just being nice. Hoping, now I'm not going to act like that wasn't a player move. That was a player move. That was a, let's see if she'll slide in. Let's see how, I'll treat her. You know what I'm saying? To me, it was a pimp move. That it was like, it's not like a pimp like he using her, but it was more so like I want you to think about me. I want to be in your head. I want you to think about me. And every time you in your pink G-Wagon, you're going to think about me. And I may not be able to make moves on this now, but it's just it's an olive branch, it's a seed. So I can understand, as a man, Kai Cenat being like, if you're my girl, you can't be walking around with, rappers' gifts, not happening. But for real, I'm not doing that for no boyfriend. I'm not sitting back my G-Wagon. You need to either up my G-Wagon, meaning raise the price. You need to buy me the same one or a newer model, or I keep this G-Wagon and we keep it Pete. I ain't gotta go see that man. But the reason why that would never work in a man's eyes is because it's about the respect and loyalty. But you have to pay for respect and loyalty at this point in the game. Because he could have just kept his girlfriend and let her keep her car and it wouldn't have been a problem. But, ultimatums is what's really going to ruin it. Well, if you don't throw that car away, then we're done. And then the bitch said, okay, and I bet that had that nigga hurt. Now that is where I'll never be in a relationship again. Why he was hurt? Why? Because your peers are now trying to get on your girl. And what was weird was everybody's reaction to the breakup. Oh, well, I told him about her. Gigi has not done shit wrong. Let's go on this girl Instagram right now. Because, there's a lot of people that be on here wilding. Gigi hasn't done nothing wrong. I don't even see Gigi. That's the thing. Like with Cooking with Kyle, when Cooking with Kyle got out there, you saw her twerking on people. You saw her. Okay. Her name is Gabriella. Oh, snap. And she got her P.O. box in it. Oh, yeah, you know she getting gifts. This girl ain't even on Instagram. Are you serious? Oh, Lord. This is a good woman. This is a good woman, Kai. If you don't go get that girl back and buy her a G-Wagon, you better. He done sat there and listened to all his miserable single homeboys. Yeah, we never like GiGi. We never like GiGi. We never like, yeah, because y'all didn't have your own girls. Y'all sitting around on back pages, paying for pussy. You know, you was jealous of Kai. That's what I think it was. I think everybody was jealous of Kai and GiGi. I think the men, a lot of people talk about how your single homegirls will keep you single. Your single homeboys will do the same thing. Keep your ass single. Them people was hating on Phantom and all of them. They was hating on GiGi because she was actually a good girl. She was pretty. She wasn't like one of them dots that'd be all out in a way. Like she wasn't that. She was a pretty girl that the people liked, and then he helped the Capitol more than, you know. Because think about it, when you saw Kai and GiGi together, now there's less content with the guys. There's less content of me, Phantom, and Ray, and everybody just hanging out because I got a girl now. So if you look at some of the TikToks, I'm not going to pull them all up in this live stream. Them people were jealous of not just the girl. There was no girls mad at, you know, GiGi and Kai. All of those dudes were hating on GiGi and Kai. Hence why the rappers were trying her. I'm pretty sure there was more than that, right? For NBA YoungBoy to send a pink G-Wagon, that means he had his eye on her. I'm pretty sure she's getting more gifts like that. She's getting more gifts like that. She's getting more attention like that. So, you know, and the thing about her, she gets that. Like, she's like, this is nothing new to her, right? I'm on her Instagram. Yeah, she looks chill. That lady be reading a book. The lady be fully clothed. She be taking little pictures, little dumps. Like, she's not wilding. She's not even an attention-seeking ass girl. So, you know, this is the brohood that's, you know, stroked again. They done, you know, single-handedly destroyed Kai Cenat's relationship. He's talking about he'll never be in a relationship again. Boy, you better get that girl back. You better get that girl back. And if you really do, really want to be with a baddie, right? And a lot of men, they do not want to be with baddies. That's why they're saying stuff like, oh, I'm not paying for dinners. I'm not paying for, I'm going to be celibate for 90 days, financially celibate for 90 days. All of that means that you're dating average or below average women, because you're not going to be able to be with a baddie for 90 days and not buy anything for her. That's physically impossible. It doesn't make sense. Nobody has ever been able to break the code. Nobody has been with a baddie for 90 plus days and spent nothing on her. Didn't take her nowhere, and it never happens. I'm telling y'all this right now. So when I hear men say, oh, well, we're going to do these financial celibacy dating tactics, it means that they're tailoring their pool to average or below average to low self-esteem type women who don't expect anything in return for their value. Okay? That is exactly what's happening here. So you listening to them boys, Kai, about how bad they're talking about GiGi, and I feel like you should have just kept it cute. Personally, that's what I feel. He should have kept it cute. Either you be a chill guy, meaning like if she gets these gifts, you got to be secure in yourself and, you know, be like, I understand that I can provide more for you than gifts. So I'm going to allow you to keep these, and I'm going to allow you to hold on to my trust and not disobey my trust. You know, I'm going to let you keep these gifts. Or I'm going to be the big boss that I want to be, and I'm going to tell you to send these gifts back, and I'm going to be calling shots. But it's because I have the money to back it up, meaning I can buy you my own G-Wagon if I wanted to. I can buy you 2 G-Wagons if you wanted to, just so we don't have any contingencies. Because me, I'm not giving back no G-Wagon neither, personally. I don't care how I got it. It's not getting brought back. I need this G-Wagon, actually. I'm going to keep this, and I'm still never going to talk to the dude who gave it to me, but so what? So there's a different, and that's why men opt out of dating baddies, quote unquote, or there's like a baddie recession that they're talking about, or they're like, oh, I don't want to date my type no more. I'm going to just go with the girl who likes me. That's the key word you hear too. I want to be with the girl who likes me. You know what I'm saying? Basically, I want to be with a girl who's not going to give me any hard flack, who's not going to make it hard for me to do low effort stuff, who's not going to call me out for doing low effort stuff, like buying a $5 Costco cake from Kmart. Women like Brenay, that's the treatment that they get because they're below average women in every sector. I'm not talking about one or two. You can try to, she's trying to call her looks below average. In every way, Brenay is just unremarkable. Now, her sister, she's a little bit, her sister's tea, but, Brenay, nah. So why did why did Gigi and Kai break up? They broke up because, you got to pay the cost to be with a baddie. And in case that you're not interested in doing that as a man, you need to go relay over to the low effort, low value women that you want to be with, who are going to allow you to say 90 days and not spend anything on them, who are going to allow you to play them by setting up weird financial ultimatums and trying to, swing that, pee around. We don't got time for that here. So you either can outgift every other man in the vicinity, or you go with what you can afford. But, that was a mess. That was a mess, y'all. And last but not least at all, the new Miami situation. Oh, baby, Miami strikes again. It's Miami. Now, I have a lot of mixed feelings about this. Because I don't agree with skinny girls. As a skinny girl myself now, I don't agree with skinny women having like a duff friend, or like trying to make people feel bad, or I don't agree with that. Y'all know I'm a girl's girl first. I don't do any of those mean girl fucking ass tactics. That's just weird to me. Either come to me with the club or just don't invite me because you have an aesthetic that you need to attend to. But I'm gonna go ahead and explain what happened. So this girl went to Miami with some friends. They were outside of a popular restaurant, a popular club, I believe, an establishment, let's call it that. And outside of this popular establishment, they were trying to charge the plus size friend, only one friend now, please, one friend, $300 to get into the club. 300.00. Okay. So I'm going to explain a lot of this. I'm going to explain a lot of it because it's important. This reminds me of this Miami situation that happened last summer. But we're going to let the lady explain it from her side, and then we're going to continue. And that's what I hate. I hate that it just shows everybody else's like response and it doesn't just show the freaking video. Like I just want the video.
I'm posting this because I'm taking my page back. 1, if you believe every female claiming to be the plus size friend that I had at the door with me, have the day you deserve. 2, we all had $300. We all had $75. We didn't want to pay that much money at a single club.
Okay.
So
okay. Because she's getting ahead of herself. I'm going to talk about it, right? So I saw a Gorgeous doll. And y'all know I like Gorgeous doll and her like story times or whatever. I had to do that one little video checking her because it's like, girl, stop talking about your friend. But outside of that, like Gorgeous doll, like I like her content or whatever. But she's been trying to do commentary recently. And I've seen a few of her takes and I just haven't been agreeing. Girl, I don't know. It's not I don't know. Just different strokes for different folks, I believe. So her take on the situation was, oh, I'm just confused. Like, did they not all have $75? Did they not all have $300? Y'all in Miami without $300? I'm just confused. I don't get it. And, of course, she's a party girl. So maybe money is a little different in her currency. I don't know. I don't care if I had it 2 times over, baby. I'm not paying $300 at the door to a club. It don't matter what we got going on. Okay? That's just never going to happen. Let's continue. Let's let her explain in detail what happened. From the beginning, though. What? She deleted the video? That's why people have been saving it. That is why people been saving it, because she deleted the video, y'all. Girl, what was the point? You was loud and wrong. Okay, let's let them talk.
We all thought we were going to have an expense-free night, so no one wanted to pay for the $300 entry fee.
This woman identified herself as the so-called $300 curvy Miami friend. She recounted the widely circulated.
Girl, forget this. I'm so aggravated. This whole situation is making me upset.
If you are the only fat girl within a skinny group of friends, you are entitled to financial compensation because this right here ain't made no damn sense. Did y'all see this bullshit? This lady recapped how she spent her New Year's Eve in Miami with 3 of her friends, one of them being plus sized. The OP had already checked in with the promoter. It was supposed to be an expense-free night, drinks on the inside, no wait at the door, all the things. So her and her friends get to the club, and then they tell the fat friend that she got to pay an entry fee of $300. So of course the girlies were like, what the hell? No one is supposed to be paying. And instead of leaving like they should have, they debated on what to do, y'all, for 2 hours outside of that same club on New Year's Eve. Finally, 10 minutes before the clock strikes 12, the OP asked her big friend, hey, is it okay if me and the other girls pay for you to go back to the hotel room to make sure you're safe while we go inside and celebrate the ball drop? And then her friend is all like, okay, well, I'll get in that Uber, but if I do, we're not friends anymore. And then it cuts to them partying inside of the club that discriminated against their plus size friend, who deserved way better, in my opinion. It sounds like to me that they only invited the big girl to split the cost of the expenses on the trip, and not because they actually cared about her and wanted her to be included. People are saying that this story is giving broke because they easily could have split the cost of the entry fee, but no, to me, that's missing the whole point. They should not have entertained that club. They should have left, gone somewhere else, cussed the promoters out and the bouncers out in person, and then put them on blast on social media. They were supposed to stick up and advocate for their big friend, who I guarantee you would have done the same for them if the roles were reversed. This is the type of stuff that Myra be talking about. And people are blaming this on Miami club culture, talking about how they have very strict standards. But no, that could really happen anywhere. You already have to have thick skin as a big girl when you're going out clubbing, especially if you're going out clubbing with a bunch of smaller girls, because chances are you are going to have a different experience than them. And it's even worse when them same friends act like they don't see the bigger friends' mistreatment. They act like they don't see the men being rude to them, the staff ignoring them having to dance alone, them having to go sit at the bar alone while everybody else is having the time of their lives. Or in this case, having to pay a fat tax while the skinny friends get in for free. Yeah, I hope the bigger friend finds a new friend group that actually appreciates.
Now, whoa. Y'all know I'm a skinny girl first of all the things. And let me defend ourselves, okay? Because y'all not going to just make this a skinny girl problem. Oh, this is the skinny bitches strike again. No. Okay. I want to first say that I want to deeply apologize for Miami, since Miami will never, to the women who have, over the years, because we heard about 2 stories this year, but over the years, I'm pretty sure this happens to thousands of women who has been, discriminated against for their body presentation in Miami. I want to apologize sincerely on behalf of the state, because I don't think that's right. I think that there's a whole lot of people who live in Miami. They don't look like anything. So to expect people from out of town to come in, and then you got these beauty standards, and it's one thing to have a beauty standard, and then enforce that quietly. And there's another thing to really embarrass people and go out of your way to play in people's mind game and whatever, right? That's what I believe is happening now. Bear with me. We're going to let the next girl speak, because this is supposed to be the big friend. And we're going to let her explain from her side what happened. And the girl kind of was really accurate. You really couldn't find it because I guess she deleted the video, but it's very accurate. Basically, they were outside talking for 2 hours, going back and forth about what should have been happening, what shouldn't have been happening. I'm aggravated. TikTok is not the same. That's why I'm thinking those videos were fake, because there's no way. Why are they gone?
We all thought we were gonna have an expense-free night, so no one wanted to pay for the
go inside. That moment, she says, is where the real damage happened. She emphasizes that the issue was never the money, it was the principle. She had traveled for the group, trusted these friendships, and expected solidarity. Instead, 10 minutes before midnight, the group went into the club without her. She Ubered home alone on New Year's Eve and cut ties with them afterward. The woman described the experience as traumatizing, not just because of the club's alleged discrimination, but because she lost people she believed were genuine friends.
We all thought we were gonna have an expense-free night, so no one wanted to pay for the $300 entry fee.
This woman identified herself as the so-called $300 curvy Miami friend. She recounted the widely circulated story of a New Year's Eve girls' trip, claiming she was singled out and required to pay an entry fee to a club while her friends gained free access. What followed, she says, had far less to do with nightlife and far more to do with betrayal. According to her account, she flew from New York to Miami to spend New Year's with women she considered close friends. Plans had been coordinated in advance, including communication with a promoter about how many girls would be attending. Everything appeared settled. That changed at the door. She says the promoter told her she would need to pay $300 to enter because she was plus size, while the other women were allowed in for free. Confused and humiliated, she stood outside with the group for nearly 2 hours as they debated what to do next. Instead of leaving together to find another place, one of the
Okay, so this is how I feel, right? I do not think that anyone did anything wrong in the scenarios. Not really. I feel like, as someone who's pretty self-interested myself, I don't feel like anyone, I liked how everyone handled the situation. I will say that. Everybody involved stood on their 10, stood on their boundaries, stood on their morals, and they left getting the experience that they came for, okay? Some people had a more shittier end of the stick. That is very true. I will say that as well. But it just is what it is, right? I think that standing there for 2 hours doing anything outside of looking for somewhere else to go is problematic. And I don't even know what they were doing in that 2 hours. Because in that 2 hours, the club was still letting people in. You got to realize 2 hours wasn't just, they weren't just in the line holding up the whole 2 hours. For the 2 hours, they had to get out to the side, figure out what they were going to do. The promoter was pulling back other people. I think that was at Vyndham, which I was doing research around that time. Yeah, Lil Baby was there. So, they're getting all extra strict now that there's celebrities there. They want to make good impressions, all of that type of stuff, right? These really very, very big clubs, right? They get celebrities to come in, and this is the nature of the business now. I'm not talking about, oh, we're partying, we're fun girls. Fuck that. I'm talking about the business of nightlife. Now we're talking about the business of nightlife. These clubs have a line to get into these celebrities. These celebrities are making no real bread at these clubs. These are like low bookings, something that you do to get your money bread up, whatever, right? Especially when there ain't no album, the money's slow from the label. This is how you get money. They have these girls coming in, and it will look bad on the celebrity and bad on the club if the celebrity happens to see, oh, there's a whole bunch of chopped girls in here. No club wants to be known as the club with a whole bunch of ugly women. So, on a regular day, a regular night, anyone's allowed, right? But you are going to get those particular nights where they're going to be scrutinizing everyone. Now, what I will say is, I believe that anywhere should be an all or nothing mentality. And I think that the bouncers, particularly, and the club owners, particularly, who create these tactics where they're trying to pick apart groups, should stop that stuff, because that's dangerous. And I'm going to get real serious, right? And I'm going to just speak real quick, and then I'm going to get out of here. They need to stop that. It's dangerous, okay? It's either all or nothing, okay? Either you can pick the whole friend group and bring them inside, or tell them all no. Because I think that this has been the second or third story that I'm hearing of people picking and choosing, and they're creating dangerous scenarios. And they're like, oh, well, why are people leaving from Miami, not friends no more? I feel like these people are doing it on purpose. They get a kick out of tearing women apart and having y'all argue on the side of the road. They get entertainment value from that. Okay, let's start there. Number 2, okay, arguing 2 hours to get anywhere is a problem. Once they're not giving you your privileges and your preferences, you leave. So they should have left after 15 minutes of being told anything. No, as a girl group, they're not expected to pay $300 or each split $75 each, because at that point they would be paying her tab. We should have all left because this place is bogus and they're trying to play one of our friends and we all look goofy and we sit here, fight with her and run into the club to go fight and be there for the last 10 minutes. We all look goofy. This is not a test to test the one fat friend. He was testing all of them at the door. Y'all really cool? Fine. Let some of them get in. And these women, they play themselves. 110% they play themselves. That friend should have said, yeah, well, if I got to get in this car and go back home, that's cool. Y'all can have y'all night. We're no longer cool. No longer cool. She should stand on those boundaries, because if your friends are not willing to stand with you in the face of diversity, then they should not be there ever in life. You can't have them with friends like that who need enemy. With a friend like that, who needs an enemy? This lady is from all the way up north, and she's literally just got asked out in this situation, and I feel bad, but let's bring it on back here. This story is not as sensationalized as the last Miami rejection because she's not dark skinned. Okay, let's start there. Because the mean girl was considered dark skinned, and then like the bigger girl, she was lighter. I feel like this story kind of went under wraps a little bit more, right? Now the first club Mona rejection, oh, everybody was here for that. She should know that it's not her dark skin, it's because she's fat. It's because she's fat. It's because she's fat. This girl's considered fat too. Not to me, but somebody somewhere is looking and having their nose up. So yeah, she should have stopped being friends with them. That's completely okay. That's fine. That's exactly what she should have did. Makes sense. And I personally say for the girlies that do the club culture, certain girls do get preferential treatment. If you don't leave, always leave, always leave. And that girl, you need to come to the Dirty South, girl. Cenat in Miami, this woman, she would be like where I'm from, literally, she would be like ushered in through the front doors. Like literally thick, all the right spots, big, butt, yellow. That's exactly what the guys call it out here. She would have had no problems. So it really is location. It's location. It's location. It's location. It's location. I don't care what anyone says. Me, I'm a skinny girl. I have problems in the clubs out here because I'm in the dirty, dirty South and they like thick girls. So me being petite, small, skinty baby, in certain locations, it is not a popular thing. So you need to check the areas out that you're going to, do a little bit of research and figure out. Because if she would have went, I don't know, she could have went anywhere really to me. But let's say Texas. She would have went to Texas. She would have had no problems in Texas. I guarantee you that. I guarantee you that. Because she's the beauty standard for Texans, Everybody needs to go where they're celebrated. Sometimes I feel like we even mixed and matched, right? Like, I'll talk about more of that in my next video, of course. I always want y'all to be good people. Okay, be holy people. Read the word and spread the word. And I'll be back in my next video. Bye.